What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the farm. So I have kept putting off getting my winterizing done because, well, we just kept having warm days. And now it's the middle of December, and I think that my luck has probably run out. We are going to have a pretty cold stretch this week where we're not really going to get above freezing, and we're going to get down into the 20s just about every night, and even the low 20s just about every night. So I got to run around real quick today and get my water system all drained out to make sure that I don't have any pipes or any of my water lines break over the winter. So take a minute here and show you guys how I get all of my water lines blown out for all of my outside watering stuff. So we'll start here at the brains of the operation out here in the pump room inside of the barn. Underneath the floor here, there is a couple of 1,000-gallon cistern that collects rainwater from the roof when it rains. Think of that, imagine that. Collects the rainwater from the roof, and then it comes down here to the cistern. And then here I have this yoke that we put together that we used PVC piping and ball valves to send water all across the farm to the different places that I need it. So since I'm completely off grid with water here, I don't have any city water hookup. We had to get creative with ways to get water to everywhere that we need it. So this one goes out to my garden. This is a spigot on the side of the barn right here. We have one that isn't used yet for a later date. We went ahead and put that one on there just for a rainy day when I'm going to need it. And then this one goes all the way to the back to the mechanical barn and the sugar barn. So all I have to do, we've got it on a light switch, flip the switch, turns on the pump, and then all I have to do is open the ball valve and it sends it out to whichever one of the areas that I need it to go to. And then I have this pretty cool little attachment. This is, on this end, it's an air hose attachment for an air compressor line. And then on the other end, it is threaded to go onto a spigot, a hose spigot. So I can just thread this right on at the spigot, connect the air compressor, and it will blow the line out from the spigot back to the pump. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the valve that goes to the back. I'll start back there, and we'll work our way downhill and work our way back here, one by one. Oh, back here. We'll thread on our fitting. We'll open the valve. Yeah, that's open. Open the valve all the way. And we'll stretch over the air hose from the little compressor. And now we're blowing the line out. So we run from the outside of the mechanical barn here, underground, till we have a spigot on the backside of the old barn. We'll let it blow out here a little bit. And then back here in the pump room, I don't know if we'll quite be able to see it, but we're blowing air out of this is our intake hose when the pump's running. That's where it sucks it up out of the cistern. So we're getting good bubbles from there, so that line's done. We're gonna move on to the next one. So like you guys saw with the last one, a lot of these have more than one stop on the line. So over here on the side of my tool shed, that is actually the end of the line. We go from the big barn to the garden spigot, and then we go back to the shed, back to the tool shed. So I'm gonna hook the compressor up at the tool shed. I'm gonna come in the garden here. I'm gonna open up that spigot. I'm gonna let it blow out from the shed to the garden, get most of the air out of that line, or get most of the water out of that line, get it full of air. Then I will close this spigot here down and let it work its way back to the barn. A real quick unpaid product endorsement. I don't remember who it was, but somebody on one of my maple syrup videos, I was complaining about how freezing cold my hands were. They recommended these glacier gloves to me. These are insulated, fully waterproof gloves. I believe their original purpose is for ice fishing, but these things are a game changer. So if you're somebody who has to do outside winter work, if you're homesteading, whatever it might be, these glacier gloves, 10 out of 10, would recommend if you have to do anything where you know you're going to be working outside and you got to deal with some water. They have been amazing since I picked them up. 10 out of 10. Then our last spigot here is right on the side of the barn, so there's only about 8 feet of line to blow out here, so this one will go real quick. Can already hear the bubbles coming out in the cistern. Now, I didn't show you, but I did do this at every other hose so far. I am putting it on the end of my hoses, and I'm blowing my hoses out as well. And now our last and probably most important piece is getting the actual pump blown dry. This is the most expensive part of the system for sure. So we want to make sure we get all the water out in here where the impeller is. So I'm going to blow it out first, and then you can see there's a set screw in there. I will take that set screw out to make sure that there's no water in there, and then any water that might still happen to be in there, that it will drain out, because if that freezes, it will split that cast metal. I mean, like it's no problem. You know, it's amazing what freezing water can, the power of it, what it can split. So, got to make sure that this part of the system, like I said, this is the whole brains of the operation, and this is the expensive piece. Got to make sure that we're taking care of that. We're going to leave all of our valves open. We left every spigot open. We want everything open. Now, I know that PEX piping is supposed to be able to expand to, I don't know, something crazy like 2 or 3 times its size to be able to withstand freezing, but that's just not a risk that I'm willing to take. Most of it is buried. Some of it's about 1 foot deep. Some of it's about 2 foot deep. So it's not really below the frost line. So I mean, better safe than sorry. It's buried. It'd be a pain in the butt to replace. So this is a better safe than sorry situation. Glad that I was able to get that all done this evening, and it's just one thing that I'm not going to have to worry about. But now, if a situation does come up where we have a warm day and I want to wash my car or something like that, I can just charge one of the lines, and then I only have to re-winterize whichever line I use. Because of that yoke system that we built with all of those ball valves, it's nice to be able to isolate, especially this time of year. Like I said, if I need to use it again, I only have to worry about re-winterizing what I've used. Well, it looks like I am going to get done just in time to beat dark, and just in time to be ahead of the temperatures dipping real cold tonight. I know that was probably pretty self-explanatory to a lot of you, but yeah, just another little project that I got going on here at the farm. If you enjoyed this video, think about hitting thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and until next time, y'all, we'll see you.